What is going on, college football fans? Chris Kennedy here, coming at you with another college football related video. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the best coaches in the game, why I think they win and they win continuously. But before I do that, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my videos. I love college football, can talk it all day really, and any type of support you could give me would be greatly appreciated. So getting into it, if you clicked on my video, you saw a thumbnail of 3 coaches that had lots of success and are still having success. Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, Urban Meyer. And you might ask yourself, what's different about these guys that other coaches can't do? And you're going to come up with all kinds of things. You know, they are great recruiters, or they're great in-game managers, or game planners, or X's and O's guy. Look, they're all contributing factors. There's no doubt about it. And you need those things to win. But there's one word that I believe is really kind of the big piece that keeps those teams always in the conversation. It's a word that's thrown around out there all the time, but it's so true, it's not even funny. And that word is culture. The teams that win all the time have great cultures. And it's not easy to build a good culture. You need the right person to do it. Nick Saban's culture is all about the process, focusing in on that particular play or that particular task, then moving on to the next, giving it 100% for each play or task, not looking too much in the future, not looking too much in the past. Dabo Swinney is all about leave your ego at the door. We're a family here. It's a family type of culture. Urban Meyer, leadership. He's big on leadership. Lots of seminars about that kind of stuff when he was at Ohio State. And a lot of people would say, well, look at the culture at Florida before he left. And I won't argue that. I mean, I don't think that was a very good culture, but he learned from that and he inherited a good one from Jim Tressel. He knew that when he took the job and he kept it going. There's been a lot of teams, though, that have had success that maybe didn't have good cultures. It was never sustained, though. The 1999 Alabama Crimson Tide ended Florida's 30-something game home win streak, and then they beat them again in the SEC championship. They went ahead, they played Tom Brady and the Michigan Wolverines in the Orange Bowl, lost 35-34 in a great game, but the expectations were sky high for Alabama in 2000. Preseason number 3. They only won 3 games on the year. You look at the Florida State Seminoles. Jimbo Fisher inherited a great culture from Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden didn't have a lot of success, and you could say Jimbo took it to that next level, and I would agree. Jimbo is a great X's and O's guy, and he was a great recruiter. Won a national championship in 2013 and had a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in Jameis Winston. But after that, that culture started to fall apart. Lots of reports of how the Florida State Seminoles just kind of took a laissez-faire approach to the game, stopped working hard. And in 2017, it all came crumbling down. They opened the preseason polls as number 3. They played the number 1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. DeAndre Francois goes down. Bama wins the game 24-7. And Florida State won 5 games on the year. If they would have had a good culture, they might have been able to get through that injury. Maybe not, but that's what I believe. That's the hardest piece, though, is building that, and not everybody can do it. There was a seminar that Chris Petersen gave, former Boise State and Washington State head coach, and I think Chris Petersen is one of the greatest coaches I've seen, at least in my lifetime. And he's talking to a bunch of product managers about building, a team culture. And he talks about his days when he first started as the Boise State head coach and how his focus was, he just wanted to win. He just wanted to coach. He just wanted to compete. And he didn't want to worry about that culture stuff. But about 5 months into the job, he felt things start slipping away. So they went back to the drawing board and came up with what he called a cultural playbook. Boise State had lots of success. Everybody remembers that 2007 Fiesta Bowl win against Oklahoma when they ran that famous Statue of Liberty play. Everybody remembers what he did to Washington, won 2 Pac-12 championships, and took him to the college football playoff. He had a good culture, and it doesn't matter who comes in and out, it will sustain. And a lot of coaches just don't have that ability. We don't know if Ed Orgeron can do that yet. We know he had a great team, maybe the greatest team ever assembled in LSU in the year 2019. But 2020 didn't look good. You look at the 2020 season when COVID hit. What were the best teams there? The same teams that are always there. Why? Because they had cultures that were well established and they could get through the adversity. And who was number one? Bama. They probably do have the best culture. Look, all that X's and O's stuff is great. You know, all that in-game managing and great play calling is wonderful. But if I'm an athletic director and I'm hiring a guy, I want to know what his vision for our program's culture is. Like, how are you going to build this? What are you going to do? And if he says, well, sir, I want a winning culture, I'd say thank you, and maybe we'll be in contact. That's pretty dull. I want specifics, because that's the stuff that will carry through. That's the stuff that will keep it going long after you go. Ryan Day and Lincoln Riley. A lot of people are saying these are the next great coaches, and maybe they are. But what I do know is Lincoln Riley inherited a great culture created by Bob Stoops. Ryan Day has inherited a great culture left by Urban Meyer. Who's going to be the next coach that creates that type of culture? There's a lot of things that go into winning, and a lot of things are important, but I think that is probably, or maybe arguably, the greatest piece. Look, that's all I have for you guys today. During the off season, I love talking stuff like this. Lots of people will talk recruiting. Lots of people will talk next season's expectations for these teams. And I like that stuff. I do. I subscribe to those videos. I listen to them. I think they're great. But this is the time of the year to kind of focus on some other things. I mean, and the coaching and the influence they have on people and how difficult it is to create these winning cultures, and like, how do they continue to constantly win, and trying to like dissect that and look into it and what's different, I think is just, it's unbelievable. I could watch that Vince Lombardi, A Football Life documentary on how a great high school football coach Vince Lombardi was. They asked him to coach the basketball team. What does he do? Never played it, never coached it. Goes to the library, gets a book about how to play basketball and how to coach it, reads it, coaches from that book, and wins a state championship. That's incredible. Not everybody has that ability. You got to get that buy-in too with the players. That's the other important piece. But I appreciate you guys listening. I'll be coming back with another college football related video soon. We'll talk to you guys later.